Well, I finally got around to building a TV stand for my kid's TV. The TV stand that it's on now is made from ugly 2x4, and it was really meant to be just a temporary situation, but it lasted a lot longer than it should have. So the TV stand I'm building now is going to have 2 drawers underneath, and it's going to have a shelf on top where they can put game consoles like PlayStation and a Wii. This piece is going to be a little bit different from any other piece that I've made before, and that the drawers of the piece are going to be the actual sides of the piece. There aren't going to be any side panels. So I think that might present a few challenges, but I think I'm up for it. I have some really nice 8/4 cherry that I'm going to use for the legs for this project. So I'm just going to cut these to rough length at the miter saw. Unfortunately, that length of 8/4 wasn't long enough to get all 4 legs out of, but I do have a piece of 12/4 laying around that I'm going to use for the 4th leg. But to keep a nice grain match, I'm going to put this 4th leg in the back. Now I'll go ahead and flatten one face and square up one edge of the joiner. So check it out, guys. I got myself a couple of grippers from Microjig. Bruce at Microjig was kind enough to send me a couple of these, and they are really pretty cool. So I'm sure you'll see me using these quite a bit around the shop. So check them out if you get a chance. Here I'm just squaring up one edge to that flat face that we created. So I already went ahead and squared up the ends of the legs. Now I just need to cut them to length. I'm going to taper all 4 legs on one side using my tapering jig. And if you'd like more information on my tapering jig, I have a video on this that I posted a few weeks back. So I tapered one side of all 4 legs. Now I'm just going to remove these saw marks at the joiner. So now that the legs are essentially finished, I can turn my attention to the rails. So I'm going to take a piece of rail stock and I'm going to straighten one edge of the joiner, and then we'll rip off some rails at the table saw. Now that I have all the rails cut to width and rough length, I need to flatten one face at the joiner and plane them to thickness. Now that I have all the long rails cut, I'm going to go ahead and start working on cutting the side rails to length. For the joiner for this piece, I'm going to go with floating tenons. So I need to make end grain mortises in all my rails. And to accomplish that, I'm going to use my horizontal mortiser. The length of the mortise is controlled by these positive stops, and there's one on each side of the mortiser. The mortiser also slides really nicely on these bronze bushings and steel shafts. The mortises in the legs were also cut using my horizontal mortiser. I ripped some 1/4 inch material for the tenon stock. Now I just need to round over all the corners at the router table. I saved the cutoffs from the leg tapering in order to make clamp up a little easier. So I hope you guys will come back next week when I make the shelf for this piece, the 2 drawers, and the top. Thanks for watching.